It's really humbling to find out that your perspective on something was just wrong. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Photo Department. I'm not drinking coffee. This is a Love House mug that I got in like 2017 or something at the West Coast Craft Fair in San Francisco. I love this guy. No handle though, so if you drink something super hot, it's kind of hard to handle. But I'm not drinking anything hot. I'm drinking cold iced coffee because it's pretty warm here, or at least it's warm in my house. It's been kind of windy in Los Angeles today. Can we talk about for a second how I'm just perfectly in focus? I didn't even focus my lens. It just is in focus. Great. So I first heard about Colorplus back when I first started watching negative feedback, 4 years ago. And I never really paid attention to it because one, I assumed that it was like a UK only film, like it wasn't exported out of the UK. And two, I thought it was just a cheap pharmacy film that I could just overlook. I figured it probably couldn't be that much different than Ultramax or Gold. It was so cheap, I just figured this is for point and shoots. George on Negative Feedback has made videos where he shoots Colorplus in a point and shoot, but he also made a video where he shot Colorplus in a Leica, and those images turned out really great. And so I was at a film camera shop. I can't remember where the hell I was, but I saw that they had Colorplus in stock. It might have been Freestyle, actually, in Los Angeles. And I recognized it instantly. I know some people had made videos about it recently, and so I thought, just grab some. So I grabbed a whole bunch, and I threw a roll in my Nikon F2, and my buddy Sam, you guys might know him as Sam Elkins on the YouTube channel website. He hit me up a couple weeks ago to go grab coffee with him and check out his studio. And I said, heck yeah, bro. I think I just said sure, actually. And so I brought my Nikon with me and we went and got coffee. And I just spent the day snapping away at Sam and in his studio. And then I processed the film and I was like, dang. So I think what happens, and I'm definitely guilty of this, I have this perception of specific kinds of film, and rather than find a way to kind of like challenge those biases and like see if that film will work for me or what that film actually is about, it's easy to kind of like fall in line with what people say on YouTube or what you read online or what your friend tells you, whatever. And then what happens is you end up missing out on something. I stuck with my weird bias that Colorplus was just a cheap pharmacy film that wasn't really worth anything, to me at least, until I shot it. And then I realized, damn, this film, it's not Gold, it's not Ultramax, it's not Fuji. It's got its own thing going on. and it's really nice. I could have been shooting this for years and reaping the benefits of shooting a cheap 35mm film that looked really good, but I didn't because I'm stupid and I thought it was bad or something. I don't know. I don't even know what I thought. I didn't think about it. I didn't give it any thought, and it was just going through life missing out. Same thing with Lomo. I'm going to do a video about that sometime soon, but I felt the same way about Lomo film. I thought, oh, that's just a toy experimental kind of film. It's not really meant for real work. But like, who am I to decide that? And who said that? No one said that. That was just my weird bias for no reason. So since that day I've shot all the film that I bought, I was going to have a little prop. I was going to bring a box of the film out and have it here while I was talking, but I can't. I shot it all because it's so good. What I will say to you people is that Portrait was a beautiful film, but it's not the end all be all. Definitely go out and try cheaper films, try films that you've never heard of before, try films that seem like maybe they're experimental or whatever, because you might find something you really, really love. I think the big bias came from the fact that it's always been positioned as a cheap film. The two differences between the two films, professional and consumer, which seems backwards but actually makes a lot of sense, is that professional films, you want to use them primarily, you want to use them before they expire, and you want to shoot them all at once and develop them as quick as possible for the best results. Consumer film, however, is formulated to basically last forever with almost no color shifts or changes in color. Not none, but way less. And the reason for that is film manufacturers figured out that consumers will buy a roll of film and then they'll shoot a few frames on Christmas or some holiday or, you know, summer vacation with the kids. They won't finish the roll. They'll put the camera up on the shelf and then they won't grab it until next time they want to take a few snaps. Typically, households or enthusiasts weren't going out and shooting a full roll of film and then getting it developed right away. They were keeping the same roll of film in a camera until they finished it, however long later, a year later, 2 years later. And then they sent that film out to be developed once they finished that roll. That was certainly true for me growing up. My mom would keep the same roll of Kodak Gold in her Olympus Stylus Infinity, and it would be Halloween, then it'll have some pictures of Thanksgiving, and then it'd have some pictures of Christmas, and then it would have some pictures of my birthday, all on the same roll, because she didn't just finish her roll in one day. She took the snaps she wanted and then saved the rest of the roll for whenever she wanted to take more pictures. What that film is formulated to do is basically be able to sit on hold in that camera for however long and not suffer degradation, at least not to the degree that you might see on professional films. That's pretty much the only difference between professional and consumer films. So when looking at cheap films that you might get at like a pharmacy, it's really important not to discount those films as not being professional, because what we think of as professional isn't necessarily what the film manufacturers think of as professional. You can absolutely 100% shoot professional work with Kodak Gold, Ultramax, Colorplus, Superia, and the results will be awesome, because what we think of as professional isn't necessarily what they mean. What they mean is basically shelf stability, and the idea that pros are shooting their film, they're shooting a bunch of rolls at once and then getting them all developed right away. Sometimes regular consumers just will finish a roll of film and stick it up on the shelf and not get it developed for another year or so after they finished it. So when I learned that, I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought that was kind of crazy, because that changes my perspective on a lot of films. I'm a big fan of Superia, as a lot of you know. I have that Instagram called Extra Superia. That's like a feature page for people who shoot Superia like me. It's just funny when you change your perspective on that one thing, you can then suddenly look at photographs that are taken with these films and realize like, oh, there's nothing amateur about this other than just my mindset. That's it, just my perspective on it. And I think being able to change your perspective, being able to be wrong and change with new facts and new information and have differing opinions and still being able to like get to the same place, I think that's really important. This is not, I know you guys saw this and you're probably wondering, did you buy an M6? Did I buy an M6? No, I can't afford an M6. I could not afford to buy this camera with the 35 Summicron right now. That's like a $4,800 camera system setup. This is my friend's. This is Christine's, actually. She's letting me borrow it and put a couple rolls of film through it because, believe it or not, I've never shot a Leica. So look out for this video coming soon. I wish I was cool like Matt Day and could own an M6. Maybe one day. One day in the future. Long story short, do I recommend Colorplus? Heck yeah. That film is incredible. I'm really excited about what I was able to shoot with it. And I really think that it's one of those films that it's kind of in vogue. A lot of people are shooting it now, especially like amateurs, people who are just getting into film. But if you're a professional like me and you haven't really given Colorplus a look because you think it's a cheap film that isn't worth your time, I promise you, you're wrong. Take it, shoot it, check it out for yourself, rate it at 100 or 400 or box speed like I did, and see what happens. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Go buy Colorplus. Keep Kodak going. Hopefully they'll bring more film stocks back, and hopefully they'll keep making Colorplus for years to come. I've got a roll of Portra 400 in here. I think I need to go finish it. See ya.